All right. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, second day. So last time we learned that well we just peek around. We literally didn't do anything instead of look around. So today we're gonna actually do something. Here is a game plan for today. I don't know what people say when you make a game or whatever. What are you building first? That is like the first highlight. Okay, well we have this thing on the screen. This thing give us okay to recap. Let's click this thing real quick. We have this thing and we can walk around, we can shoot, and we can dash. So we have kind of like a game with like super crappy as visual possible, and then it doesn't work on multiplayer. But hey, and then you have character that can shoot stuff. It have no HP. So that was you have for now. So what would be the first thing you want to add to this thing to make it work? So if you
hmm
ask me personally, every game it always start with like, hey, you have the character, you have stat, and you have ability, right? And then what each ability do, God knows. We can make whatever we want, right? I think
Yeah.
I think it go this way. So today, what we want to do, or what I want to do, is I want to add ability system to this thing, this character, whatever this character is. So here is the game
Mhm.
plan. First I will explain what do we have and what is the tackle plan. I spent a little some time outside of the stream or the recording, draw this thing, this beautiful thing. Do I have to zoom in? I guess I can zoom a little bit. Okay, that is what we have. I call this thing the Unreal Engine ecosystem. I don't know ecosystem or not. Do I care? I don't know. Ooh, why you do that? No, 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 don't destroy my beautiful drawing. Okay, we split this thing. Let me do this. Okay, we split it here. Okay, if you don't know what that thing actually means, this means this flow chart. Is it flow chart? What do you call this thing? Diagram?
Yeah, I guess flowchart.
Okay, it is basically a two system. It's not the one thing. This is two things. But I draw it in one because I feel like they are kind of connected to each other really deeply. Or deeply for me. I don't know about anyone else. But I think this two system is like the best thing that Unreal Engine actually provide for you. So okay, the premise is you have Unreal Engine. It kind of already built in the network. So you should just build with the network in mind, which means like multiplayer, right?
Mm.
And then the other thing that UE5 actually provide you, that UE3 or UE4, I mean UE3, this thing does not exist. UE4, this thing does exist as an experimental feature. And then when they move to UE5, they add it to like, oh, you can use it. It's not experimental anymore. So they like ship it basically. So now I use it. This thing is really one of the best thing in Unreal Engine 5 called ability system component or ability system in general. It is so
hmm
good that you make ability system. You make ability and then if you use this system, it should just work. It also handle the network for you, which is like the huge headache. When you try to do something multiplayer, it's always kill you. And this is like, nah, don't worry, bro, use me. It works. Trust. It is
Mm.
that good. Okay. With that said, so we have two things here. The first part here, like the left half. Wow, I really cannot drag this. Okay. Like this. My God. Okay, whatever. You know what? I don't care. This left half is the actual Unreal. I call it like Unreal architecture or something. I don't know. I can just explain, and then you
Yeah.
eventually get it, right? And then the bottom half is all about ability system. Okay, so top half first. So this thing, it start. Imagine you have nothing. This world start at zero. There is nothing here yet. The first thing you have in Unreal is you have game mode. Game mode only exists on server. And then the game mode when player join the game or something, right? When you start the game, you start with game mode and it produce you some magic, right? And the magic is like when the character join, you have player controller. But there is something in the middle there here that you don't need to know. It's like a connection or whatever. I just simplified. But what you need to know is you start with game mode, And then the game mode have game state. The game state is like the name imply. It's just like the state of the game, the state of the world that you are in right now. You can
Hmm.
put anything on there. The good example that you put on the game state is like if you have like a timer, like oh this map's supposed to be 5 minutes, and then after 5 minutes the game ends and they move on to the end game screen or move on to the next match or something like that. You know. So if you
Oh,
think
okay. So
about, yeah, in that sense, the game state is like, oh, this is the current state of the game, like the world state or something like that.
are there like any common values for the game state, or is it just like dependent on what kind of game you're making?
You actually can put anything you see fit in there. So this,
Okay.
the what I want to explain about this part is more likely to let you understand, oh, we have these things scattered around, and then we try to think which thing we want to put into which part of this. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? So the game mode, normally the value that is in the game mode is like, oh, what kind of controller you have, what kind of player character you have, and then it will spawn the player with that controller or with that character. The game state is what I said. It's like this thing is for this is the current state of the game. The big difference between this first one, the game mode, and the game state, the biggest difference is game mode only exists on the server. The game set exists on everyone. Think about it. We are going to make multiplayer. We have to think about the multiplayer part a little bit. Maybe I explain this right now is a little bit too early, but one of my coworkers told me before that everyone's supposed to be the network programmer when you make games. You cannot just ignore the network part because, well,
Hmm.
you eventually in your career you run into like, oh, can you make a network game? And boy, if you don't know that, you're gonna have a rough time. So like maybe you should learn early about it, or at least have the idea in mind that yeah, okay, this is something you put it here, or this is something you put it here. So okay, at least for the first two blocks, it is pretty clear. If you want something that everyone need to see, you put it in game state. Because if you put it on here, then only the host can see. No one else can see. It does not exist, right? If you put it on game
So
state, like a map timer, you put it on the game state. So everyone can read the same value. Like, oh, we have 5 minutes left. You are the host, you are the client, you are anyone that joined the game. You can read, oh, we have 5 minutes left. Make sense?
okay, I think we should just work with it too, because I right now I don't. From your explanation, it sounds like you can put like the same values in either one, but like game state would be more like universal,
Yeah.
and game mode you can only put it on the
Well, I
server.
cannot put it on the game mode because if you are the client, imagine you have the UI on the client that say, hey, this match supposed to be end in 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You cannot put it in the
Yeah,
game
but,
mode
like
because you can't read it. It does not exist for you. What you gonna do,
right, but they're
right?
not exactly interchangeable, right? Like it's not like the same. Like you have a trash can and you have a recycling bin. You can't put recycling bin. You can't put trash into the recycling bin. But like in this one, can you put like something from game state in game mode or something from game mode in game state,
You
or
can
are
put
they like
anything in
specifically two
anything.
different
It's
things?
up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, like the only reason I explained about this architecture is so eventually we'll make some variable, and then I will ask you, hey, okay, we make this. Where would we put it? That will be the
Hmm.
question. And then from these five things that I show on screen, you have to pick one of these five. It's either game mode, game state, player controller, player state, or play or pawn or character. Okay, it's gonna be one of these five. When I ask you where would we put this, it's gonna be in one of these five.
Okay.
So you have to pick the correct answer. And then to be
Okay.
fair, there is no exact correct answer. It's up to you or up to us. Like I feel like it should be in game state. So let's put it in game state.
So it's kind of subjective.
Every programming is subjective. Everyone say, hey,
Okay.
if someone say, oh, this thing is not doable, they're lying. Most of the thing that you can explain or how you want to do it, it's always doable. It's just how hacky it is.
Yeah.
If you want it to be happening, you always can hack it to make it work. Is it
All right.
is it garbage
Well,
implementation? Yes. But will it work? Yes.
hmm,
If all will it will happen, it will happen. There is nothing you cannot hack. Yeah, I would say it that way. So okay. Anyway,
hmm,
yeah. So that is a game state. So like anything, the best way to explain is this is a world state. It's not about any player. It's about everyone should see the same thing. You put it in game state. Okay, we good?
yeah,
Go on.
yeah.
Next. So okay, after you have the game mode and someone join your game, after they join, they will have player controller. This thing internal network, it is a little different. Technically, I don't want to explain about it right now, but I mean, my answer will give you a little spoiler. Player controller is really special in a way that when it give replicate the value over the network, it only give it replicate to the owner of the controller only.
Hmm,
So in a way, player controller is like every player can see player controller, but they will not get the correct value. Does that make sense?
hmm.
It kind of
Yeah,
doesn't really make sense, but just know that okay, let's say okay, if you have player controller and you have like one variable on it, like maybe an int, something like let's say if we put player damage on the player controller, right?
yeah.
And then this number called player damage, let's say it go to like 500. When this thing
Okay.
replicate over the network, because you are not the host, you are the client. Let's say you are like player 3, right? You are not important, you are not the server. But
Yeah.
then on the player controller, if say 500, this number 500 will be replicated to the client, which means the owner of that one, which is you are the player 3, only player 3. If it read that value, you read and then you see the number 500. If you are player 2 and then you read the controller of the player 3 to try to see the same number, you will not get 500 because
Huh.
the network say you are not the owner of this controller. You are not relevant. I don't care to give this number to you. This is
Okay.
really
So,
only special case, yeah, that probably should have in mind, but to be fair, this is a little too advanced to talk about right now, to be honest. I just want to
mhm,
mention and then move on. But yeah, just know that player controller is a tricky one. That is probably what you want to know for now. Everything else doesn't have that. When I talk about game set, I never say about this part, but you say, hey, if the clock say 3 minutes left, everyone read the number, they always see 3 minutes. Because technically all of the other thing you see this, I put the relevancy to owner only.
yeah.
Everyone else always have relevancy to be always relevant, which means everyone are relevant to this thing.
Hmm.
I can show you where it is real quick, just to show you that like yeah, you set it here. I'll go to 100 characters here. Go here. So if you click on the top here, and then just search replicate or I don't know, replica, I don't know. So see, okay, this is exactly the checkbox we are talking about here. So if you say it relevant to only owner, it will try to only replicate the number over the network to the owner only. But then if you are always relevant, it will replicate to everyone. So if you play like a 4 player game, you have client number 1, client number 2, client number 3, and client number 4. If you check this box, it means everyone will get the number. If you check the first box, only one of the client will get the number. The other 3
Okay.
doesn't get it because you are not relevant. Does that make sense?
You can't check both boxes.
Well, if you check both box, I think it's always relevant. This one override
Okay.
the top one, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that is a short explanation of it. Okay, anyway, come back here. Where's my stuff? Here, right? Okay. Like anything else that's not player controller is always relevant, so we don't have to talk about what we just nitpicky right now. Okay, next is the player state. Like the name imply, okay, this thing from player controller you can get to the player state. And player state is shared between everyone. Everyone can read player state and get the correct number. Because this thing we run to everyone. Everyone can read anything on this. It would have the same number. So if I put Again, if I put the same example, I say, hey, this player have dealt 500 damage so far, right? If I put 500, that number on the player state, everyone when it try to read the value, include yourself, it will say, oh, you have 500 on here. Everyone get the same number. If you put it
Okay.
on controller, only the owner of it get the correct number. Everyone else does not. Does that make sense?
What do they get? What value do they get instead?
Well, the value is we can put whatever, but my example is the player total damage. But technically, you
I
can
mean,
put
like
anything on.
if they try to read 500, but they're not the player that's supposed to be receiving that value, do they
Oh,
just
the
get like a
rate
null
zero.
value?
No, not
Okay.
null. Yeah, because it is a number. If it is int, I think the default number is zero.
Hmm.
Okay, next is the pawn and character. So this thing is you have controller and you have pawn. So if you go into the editor, it's basically this guy. So we have controller, right? And then the
Uh-huh.
controller is the one who control this thing called character.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think there is player state here. Do we have player state? Maybe we have, maybe we do not. Do we have state? We don't have player state here. Interesting. It is somewhere, trust. Trust
Okay.
that it is somewhere. I don't know where it is right now, but it is somewhere. Okay. Don't worry about it. I actually don't know where it is. Okay, we can find out real
Player
quick.
state?
Hmm?
Player state? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I look for player state, but I don't know where it is. Or do I
Mm,
do I even care? I don't care about that right now, to be honest. It can be anywhere. Do I care? I do not. Okay, here. It's probably here. What do we have here? Oh, player state is just default. It does not exist in Blueprint. So yeah, this is
oh,
game mode, by the way. So here is a game mode. That is what it gives you. Yeah, it gives you like, oh, it spawns something default for you, like 5 or 6 of things. Or whatever, we don't care about that right now. Just know that that is what game mode actually do. Okay, anyway, go back to the flowchart. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. No, 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 no. Not that.
can you pause for a second?
1 second.
I was wondering, can you make the font bigger?
Oh, like the editor font. Uh,
Yeah.
I think you can control shift W and
Uh-huh.
then 1.45 that so you can read.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, that's a
Thank you.
I don't like this. It's too big, but you know what?
Oh,
Whatever. Okay, cool. Okay, now you can actually read. Then yeah, that.
okay.
So
Yeah.
okay, we don't bother with this for now. It just go with the default value they give us. Okay. So we go back to this thing again. So okay, we explain a little bit here. Game mode there, game state, controller, player state, character. Okay, this is like the most basic of the Unreal Engine stuff. Is it good enough? Is it any answer? The way you read this flowchart is you have the game mode. The game mode have game state. Game state is kind of floating on the server basically. Anyone can read the value. They get the same number. Everyone sync. Uh, the DS3 is an important one. Three include this guy, right? These three are the important ones. So you have controller. The controller have player state, which is the share value between everyone. Hey, if you want to know about this player, read that player state, and then the controller control the actual character, which is the thing that go pew pew on the screen. That is the character, and the controller is the one who control it. Okay, we good?
Okay.
Are we done? We
Okay.
done? Okay, that is
Yeah.
the easiest, the quickest way to explain about the Unreal Engine stuff side. Now, the part that I like more is the gameplay ability system here. Oh,
Mhm.
I think, oh, that's supposed to call gameplay abilities. And you know what, whatever. It, okay, it starts with this thing. We have something called ability system component. And then this thing is effectively just everything. You have ability system component, you attach this thing onto the character itself here. If you attach this on character, now this character will have something called ability system component attached to it. And then everything that you want to do about the gameplay system or gameplay ability, or literally everything, you do it through this ASC. You just don't do it directly to the thing. Like imagine, okay, I'll dive there in a little bit, but whatever you try to do, you always do it to ASC. You don't touch anything under it. Like ASC owns everything under it, and you don't directly touch it. You only touch this thing, and then this thing will do what it's supposed to do after that. Don't worry, it will work.
So just don't touch anything under ASC.
Yes, we'll set the thing under it, but we don't directly touch it.
Okay.
When you do something, do it to ASC only. Maybe we'll see if we're gonna break the rule, but I don't think so. At least I will try. Okay, so after one of these, imagine you put this thing on the player character. Right now, player character have ability system component. Then you can from this you can call something like give ability, and then you call give ability on to the ASC, and then now ASC have the new ability on, which is this part. So ASC own the ability right here, right? When you
Mm.
call give ability, it give the ability to the ASC. Now ASC have ability here. On
Yeah.
the ASC, the most important thing I would say about it is you have to have attribute set. The good example of attribute set is the stat, player stat, or I mean character stat. Like you have HP, you have MP, you have attack, defense, speed, whatever, attach whatever you want on there. But point it is that attribute. If you want to make it simple, just go with HP and attack for now, right? So imagine this now the character have ability system component. If you attach the attribute set on it, that attribute set say, hey, my attribute set have HP and attack. So now this character have HP and attack.
Also, it goes into one, so it's not like there's multiple attribute sets. It's like all one. Like if you have HP and attack speed, it's still one attribute set.
Yeah, it is in the same set. It two attribute, but it is in the same attribute set. So it is a
Okay.
set. It come in package, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So you can have multiple attribute set, but I will try to have only one attribute set. The best example when you can have or should have different attribute set is if you have a character, then your character supposedly want to have HP, attack, defense, speed. Let's say it that way, right? And then you
Yeah.
have the weapon. The weapon doesn't need to have HP or speed, to be honest, right? Or defense.
Hmm.
But weapon is where you want to have like a bullet count. Weapon want to have like a cooldown time, you know. You want to have a different set of attributes that matter to the weapon, but does not matter to your character. Maybe the weapon attributes are supposed to have like a projectile spread count, so instead of shoot one, you just shoot spread shot, you know, something like
Hmm.
that. Yeah. So that would be the case why you want to use different attribute set or have more than one set. Will I do it? Uh, the game I want to make in my mind right now, I will not even try to have that. I will have one attribute set. Everyone share this because I want to make it simple. But we'll see if I can keep that. But for now, I feel like I will have one attribute set. Everyone use it. Cool. I don't care about the weapon. We will deal with the weapon specialty in the different way. I don't plan to use what I just told you to have like a different attribute set. I don't like it. But just saying that, like, yeah, a lot of people do have different attribute set for different things, but I don't. Okay. Anyway, yes. So okay, now you have this thing attached to the character. You have HP and maybe attack speed, whatever attached to character. Now this guy has that, and then now you can also assign the gameplay ability. So now this ability can do whatever you want. Uh, from the sample that we saw, technically, what we are going to do today is do the exact same thing that we saw on the screen, but it will not shoot from the thing that the game gives us. We will just make our ability system. Oh, not ability, sorry. We will make our own gameplay ability that can shoot the bullet. And that's it. That would be the goal for today.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, see, you see. So we have this, but we don't like it, so we're gonna use our own system. That is what we're gonna do. Okay, and then
Mm.
under the gameplay ability, have something. Well, this not directly under it, but most likely what is going to happen is you have gameplay ability that somehow will apply gameplay effect onto the ability system component of the other people. Like in our case, think about it this way: we have the dude that shoot the circle bullet, right? And then the circle bullet, when it touched the other dude, which in this case the enemy, it should apply the gameplay effect. The gameplay effect say minus 20 HP, and then it apply on the ability system component of the enemy. The effect of it is it will somehow under the hood it will go down here to the attribute set and then minus 70 HP from it. And then when
Mm.
the HP reach zero, then that thing will kill itself. Does that make sense? That
Yes,
is why I
yes.
have like a small dot line here. So like the gameplay effect applied to this thing, but effectively it affect this. It doesn't affect this because well, gameplay effect normally 99% of the time what it did is it modified the stat. Whatever the stat you are modifying, it will do that. We can do like a buff, we can do like a damage, like the damage is minus 20 HP, right? If you want to do the buff, you can apply gameplay effect that give you plus 5 attack or something like that. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay, that is why it's called gameplay effect. Because it is the effect. It affects something, most likely your stat. Yeah,
yeah.
then that pretty much almost it. The gameplay kill, I tag it here because it is important, but we don't really need to know about it right now. But TLDR, this thing is a visual effect of gameplay effect. So imagine this: if this gameplay effect hit you, it's supposed to have like the impact visual effect, like oh you are being hit, like an explosion on you or something when you get hit, you know.
Mm.
That you trigger that thing with the gameplay queue. The gameplay queue is like the effect, the visual effect of the gameplay effect. That would be the
Okay.
easiest way to explain that, right? Because when you do this, it changes the number of something else, but you don't see the feedback of it. So this is the feedback.
Okay.
Then I have the gameplay tag floating around here. Because gameplay tag was used literally everywhere in this whole system, down here, literally everything that is high right here was drive-by gameplay tag. So the best example to say is gameplay ability will have the tag on it. And then when you want to activate this thing, you will say, hey, this gameplay ability, let's say like that shoot the ball, the bullet, right? He calls it like
Mhm.
ability dot shoot. So when you do your activate gameplay ability dot shoot, so you activate that one because technically here you can have like 15 abilities. The first thing you would ask is, okay, which one I'm activating? You have to identify it somehow, right? So that somehow is, yeah, you say what is the tag you want to activate, and they would activate that one.
Is the tag specifically for the gameplay abilities?
The tag is used literally everywhere. Like everything here use gameplay tag.
Okay.
Like that is why I don't put arrow on it because if you have arrow, it will literally go to every box here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just know
Okay.
that everything use gameplay tag. That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
any questions?
No, I understand it from a theoretical perspective,
Okay, that's
but
good enough. That's good enough. Okay, so and then everything down here is kind of like it will work on the network. You don't have to think too much about it.